And so the question I ask is something that an American would answer, but their answer would be, they hate us for our freedom, which is so not the reality, you know?
They don't hate us.
No, exactly. Why do they dislike it? And that's the thing, the question itself is obviously.
So why is that a separate question?
Yeah. Well, that's the thing. It will get into that all of this hatred and dislike is not the reality, you know, and that through our political process and through our own political propaganda, it has been portrayed as such. And that's accurate. And then through Flash, he says, you know, to properly understand the context, you have to look back in history and see what the relations have been between our two countries. And so you go back to 53 and Mossadegh wanted to nationalize the oil industry, and the British not being very happy, and was it Eisenhower, you know, being scared of communism, and all of the factors that went into us helping to overthrow. And I think we played the largest role with Kermit Roosevelt and the millions of dollars he spread around to help overthrow Mossadegh. And I'm out of breath. This is embarrassing. And so it
flattens out now.
It does flatten out. This is nice.
You want me to say something?
And so, well, no. And so that's kind of the story I would like to tell. And so the students in this movie would hopefully see that we're not hated, and the reasons for mistrust are almost valid. You know, and we have almost dug our own, not necessarily grave, but we've created our own problems. Yeah. And there is no hatred because of our freedom, you know, or they'll if we don't fight over here, they'll fight us. I mean, all of these things that government officials have said are so far from the truth. And that's kind of what I'm looking to get at and give a historical context to educate the Americans as to why we're in the situation we're in. So it's not hatred, you're right. Definitely not hatred, it's why we are where we are.
What I'm interested in getting at, of course this is not my film, you're writing it.
Oh, thank you.
Is a little more introspection by people in the United States.
Yes. Well, and I think that's a little bit what I would want to. That's the thing. Most Americans have no idea.
But introspection requires not only looking at the actions in the past, because, like, for example, when you say we, I don't identify myself perfectly.
Well, he was an American. He was a representative of us, of our government.
We are responsible.
So yeah.
Right. That I'm with you. But in terms of, like, when you begin to portray it as what the impact was,
right,
it's hard to identify.
Yeah, yeah.
But so then, what is the connection between how I identify myself and what my nation is doing? Like,
yeah.
Because that's where I get to. How does it reside a little bit more deeply in the society? Why is it that we hate them? Why is it that people say, "Oh, those fucking Iranians"?
Right. Yes. Yeah.
Who have never met.
Right. Of course. Well, and I mean, some of it goes back to the 78 hostage crisis, but most Americans have no idea, and that would be the next thing I would jump to is what led to what built up to them taking it over and us supporting the Shah and Savick and, you know, us teaching their secret police all these things and
or
the
what
art of
is in
torture
our culture now? Like, because I think that a lot of it has to, you know, this thing like, well, we're the good guys. Aren't we the good guys?
We are the good guys.
Are we the good guys? Aren't we the good guys?
As the song says, I'm proud to be an American,
Michael,
where at least I know I'm free.
I mean, geez, we're like, you know.
We're the
we
liberators
certainly
of the
like to
world.
think that about ourselves.
We're number one, aren't we?
Oh, you mean as a USA citizen?
Yeah, I mean, we're the good guys. So, it's kind of an identity crisis for me to say, well.
But that's exactly what I want to address, is that
to find out that that's not true.
Everybody thinks that we are the good guys, and I want to show the history and reveal the truth of, we may have done these things in the
but here's what happens.
Under the auspices of, oh, we're good guys and we're liberators, but we are
that people then begin to identify Kermit Roosevelt and all those guys
Right.
as an other.
Ah.
They're screwing it up. The CIA,
I think
George Bush.
But that's the thing. The CIA, George Bush, they are represented.
We have to turn